Hey guys, what's up? CyberMage here, and in this video we are going to be doing gain entry to GCP via GitLab commit. So reading the scenario, it says, on an external engagement for our new client, the global company Gigantic Retail, your team has identified a public GitLab repository. Can you check it out and look for a way into their cloud environment? So let's go ahead and copy this link and open it. You can see here that there were previously 8 commits done. And before we check all this out, let's go ahead and check out the code, like what it's doing. So from here, we see that there's an upload.php file, which is interesting. And we do have some information here. We know that it is referencing this token. And it's using this token to upload a file to a bucket. The bucket's name is grweb, and it has one directory in it called products, and that's where it's being uploaded to. So if we're able to get this token, we should probably check out this bucket to see if there's any information in there. Now, in this case, it's referencing a file path, so we don't have the exact token, but it could be that the token was uploaded to this repository before and then removed. So to do that, we can look at the commits and see what changes were made to the code. So we go to code, commits, and we have a couple of them. You could go through each one of them and try to look for it, but I would say it would take quite a long time if you have like a huge or a massive amount of code to go through. So a quicker way would be to use trufflehog. So that's what we're going to do. And I'm just going to go here and use this command. So we have trufflehog, and then we have the repository link. And there we go. So what's nice about this is that it gives us the hash of the commit. So we have 3f3d, and we can just go here and look for 3f3d, and which is this fix. Clicking that will give us the token which was deleted, right? Same thing here. We can just copy this and try to format it ourselves, but a quicker way would be just to go here, click on view file, and then click out this download button right here. So now that we have the token, I'm going to go ahead and move that token to our desktop directory. Token, perfect. And let's go ahead and sign in using the token. So we know from here that it's a service account, so we're going to use the command specific to that. So right here, auth activate service account, and then the token. And there we go. We can use this command over here, gcloud config list account, to list all the accounts to see if it's actually we're authenticated with it, and we are. So yeah, next step is to check out that bucket that we found. And similar to AWS, instead of using S3 over here, we're using GS. And we just press enter. And we find the directory that was given in the code. So we're going to go ahead and check that out. And we found nothing in there. So let's clear this. And now let's try to look for permissions we have on with the service account. So just like or similar to Azure, the policies that are defined in GCP are a different resource hierarchy, or in Azure we would call it the scopes, right? Different scopes. So in GCP they're called like it's in different resource hierarchy, and it could be organizations, folder, projects, or individual resources. Similar to Azure, where we could assign a policy to an individual resource, or we can assign it to the resource group. So in this case, we're going to check out the project, and the project is pretty much equivalent to the resource group in Azure. So it's like the top level of the hierarchy, pretty much. Let's copy this and go ahead and check it out. Now this gives us a YAML format, which is, it's still readable, but it's not as, pretty. If we go here and we try to look for our user right over here, we can see that we have this role called custom role 178. But just like the lab, I'm going to show you two ways to make this more easier to read. We can clear this, and I'm going to start with this one-liner command right here. G-Cloud projects get IAM policy, and then we have all of this. This is given in the lab. If we run this, we can see we do have a couple, or it's actually quite nicely formatted, the roles here and our service account over here. And what's sticking out for us is this Cloud SQL viewer, this IAM role viewer, which we're trying to do right now, this one as well, and this custom role that we probably want to get some more detail on. But before we go in a bit further, I'm going to show you another way, which is going to be in a more graph-like way, which is taught in the lab. So to do this, we're going to use a tool called IAM Policy Visualizer. The code for this is also in the lab, so you can just copy paste it. I'm just going to go ahead and copy this link. This is also there. So we can just do wget and output that as main.py ls. And there we go. Now for this, I believe, if we go back over here, the command that we did, we notice that it's in a YAML format. This tool that we're going to use, it only accepts the policy in a JSON format. So we're going to have to convert this to JSON. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to do this, and we're going to do policy YAML, take all that and put it into a file. Perfect. Now to convert it to JSON, a little script is also given in the lab. So we can just copy paste that. And nano YAML to JSON, and it's a Python file, so py. And note over here, we named our policy.yaml because that's what this file is using. If you named your file something else, you could just change it right over here. And the output is going to be policy.json. Let's save this and run Python 3 YAML to JSON. There we go. And we notice that policy.json now exists. Now, before we run main.py, if you guys have any issues running it, I certainly did. These are the two commands that I used, and it worked. So I did sudo apt-get install graph viz, and I tried it again, but it didn't work. And then after that, I did pip3 install graph viz break system packages, and it started working. So yeah, just letting you guys know. So let's go ahead and do Python 3 main.py and then the policy .json file. And there we go. Now we have this IAM policy graph.png. Let's open this up. So it's in a more like graph type of structure. If we go down here somewhere, we're going to try to look for our account, and right there, app dev, this is our account. And we can see the roles that it's assigned, this custom role 178, this Cloud SQL client, Cloud SQL viewer, and this role viewer, and then this secret manager, secret accessor. Yeah. So that's the other way of doing it, but I'm going to go ahead with the one-liner command because it's just much more, well, I just prefer it. So let's go ahead and get some detail on this custom role 178. We can go ahead and run this command, IAM roles describe custom role 178, and then the project gr project 1. The project is always next to this @ on the service name. So this is the project. It's always going to be like that. And the rest of this is just going to be a staple for the service account. So let's go ahead and press enter. And we see all these permissions. I'm also going to check out this. Well, we don't need to actually write this to describe. If this is a role that's built in, we can just go here and check it out. Role in grants read access to all custom roles within a project. It allows users to view details and permissions of custom roles, but not create, modify, or delete them. So yeah, pretty much a read-only access. I want to look for a document rather than using this AI overview, to be honest. I'm gonna check this last one. This is AWS, so now we'll leave it at that. We have an idea of what it is doing from this. And this is a custom role, so we're able to check information on it. I wonder if we take one of this and try to do describe on it. This is just me playing around. Okay, yeah, let's just leave it at that then. This role project was not found. Custom roles. All right, that's fine. So we're able to view custom roles, and in this case, we used it to describe this role. And we can see a couple of interesting permissions. One was over here, we're able to list secrets. We can also list the versions of the secret, and we can also get the secret, right? The version it is, we can get that secret. If you guys have any, unaware of what a permission does, you can just copy this, paste it into Google, and you should get a docs that actually tells you. Let me just remove this. There's a different document. I'm not sure where it is right now. Check this one out. But yeah, it is used to list all secrets within Google Cloud Project. There's one document that I did find online. I don't know. I think this one is it. Let me check. Secret allows viewing metadata, blah, blah, blah. Lowest secret. Maybe if I try to do it here. It does give us the command for that, which is nice. But there was another website I really wanted to show you guys. Oh well. And this is just a doc for the commands, I guess, for this. Yeah, which is nice to know as well. The one I'm trying to look for is, I guess this was it. I'm probably getting confused, but I believe this was actually it. So over here where it says version get allows creating and managing versions of existing secrets. Although I thought it had more information than that, I guess it doesn't. So yeah, and this is the resource hierarchy, different stages, secret, projects, folder, organizations. So yeah, pretty cool over there. Obviously, you can use ChatGPT because most companies now are chill with that. But yeah, um, so let's go ahead and list the secrets. And I'm gonna go ahead and copy this command. We do have two secrets. In our case, we're gonna go for retail DB backup clone. And we can just do this command over here. This is going to list the versions because when we're trying to get a secret, we need to know the version of it. And we notice that there's one version, which is version 1. And from there, we can just do this command, Google Cloud Secrets version access latest, which is going to get the latest version, and then print out the information. And there we go. So we have these credentials. Now, if we go back to the permissions that we listed for our user, oops, not this one, but all right, so we notice we have the Cloud SQL viewer. So we're able to view instances that exist. So let's copy this and actually check it out as well. So let's go here. Paste this there. And this is the role, read-only access to all Cloud SQL resources. So this Cloud SQL instances list, we're able to list the instances, which is what we want. So let's go ahead and try that. This gcloud SQL instances list. We all also notice that there's this SQL, this Cloud SQL client one role. If we go over here, roles, Cloud SQL client, we notice that we have these two permissions. Connectivity access to Cloud SQL instance from App Engine and Cloud SQL auth proxy. Yeah, I thought we could connect using these permissions, but for some reason we can't. I believe it's something that has to do with any policies or some restrictions that are happening. Um, yeah, that's as far as I know. But yeah, I'm right now talking to the Discord server about this, so I'm going to check it out later. But yeah, just to let you know, we have this doc, so you can check out your permissions here, and it'll give you like a brief idea of what you can do. And yeah, that's pretty much it. And I believe for this one, right, just to add a bit more, it's trying to access the Cloud SQL instance from App Engine. Is I believe it's making like two-way steps or something. That's why it's not working. I really don't know, but there is a restriction on this instance when we like check the details about it from what IP you can access. So maybe that could be it. I really don't know. But yeah, so we've listed the instance and make sure you're connected to the VPN because you're gonna need that to actually use MySQL. So we have this gigantic retail backup DB, and let's go ahead and connect to that. Since we have the IP given right over here, we can use oops, copy the wrong command. There, we have the IP right here, the username and the password. I'm going to scroll up and just copy this. Press enter, paste, and we are in show databases to see all the databases. Select the or use the abnormal one. Use global sales data. show tables to view all the tables. And then we can do select all informations from this specific table. And yeah, that is pretty much it. I'm not going to run this command because it's going to show the flag. So I'll be stopping right there. So yeah, that's it for this video, and take care.